It's day 40, Min beneath the trees. And it's suddenly winter, but at least it's the sound of gentle rain and not the wind that we've recently had to put up with. I'm so sorry that you endured such an ordeal, Min said, and to lose your home. We are luckier than others. Our forest is made up of pioneer trees, so-called, because they can resprout and grow fast after a fire. What about the creatures, Min asked, dreading the answer. We warned the ground dwellers. They left ahead of us. The flappers too. The microids, scrabblers and slimies bury deep into the soil, even below the presents, as the fires pass through. And if they survive and return when we do, it will help restore the ecosystem. You're very brave. Luster stretched out her hand and tenderly touched Cassian's arm. We're all having to go through these difficult times. Look at you and your friends far away from your families. You're right. We've been so caught up in the adventures since we left what seems like moons ago. It's what? Min turned to the others. 3, maybe 4 ecos? Even though our own clans are not in immediate danger, we know how painful it is to be away from them. What about you, Arida? Radian asked. We live in the red semi-desert, in the scrubby bush that grows around watercourses. Fire is not such a peril for us. It's the scurralones. They started howling about 3 lunar cycles ago. They blew over much of our habitat and filled our waterholes with sand. They made our lives unbearable. We had to take shelter under rock, not always with the best creatures as companions. She shuddered. Scarpoids, ugh. Our lumens decided to escape in leaf boats through tiny waterways that hide below the scrub. We made our way when the scurralones were inactive. Terrible, terrible things. Min could hear the emotion in Arida's voice. It was hard to know how to comfort someone who had suffered this hardship. Her Mellon Street home seemed like paradise by comparison. Like Luster, she offered her hand and took Arida's in response. I ache for your experience, Arida. We had a brief tangle with one scurralone, and that was enough to last us a lifetime. So what you've gone through must have been hellish. I suppose you've heard lots of stories like yours among these crowds? Yes, we have, Arida replied. It all adds up to something catastrophic happening like never before. Otlin has spoken to you about the balance tipping, Min whispered. Cassian nodded. Not too many other details, though. So here we are going together towards something of which we have no real knowledge. We don't know what threats it has in store or how we're going to help. I find it nerve-wracking, Min confessed. Blissfully quiet throughout their meeting, Flick gave her a jab. What now? She was too tired to argue. She turned to the others with a weary smile that quickly faded. Fitman looked exhausted. Dark rings had formed under his eyes, and his shoulders drooped. His hair was ruffled, and the vibrant green of his skin looked muddy and drab. He's been such an unwavering friend. Have I taken him for granted? She looked at Radian. His orange gossamer wings drooped, and his sunset colours were faded, and poor Luster was anything but illuminated or lustrous. I've been so absorbed in learning to be a tutor, I haven't noticed how much this is affecting the others. What kind of a tutor am I? You always feel like you need to take responsibility. Why is that? Flutter asked. That's true. I'm not the only tutor in the group. Feeling a minor reprieve, Min looked down at her body. Sun and skies! How did I get so dishevelled? Try a tangle with a dark dominion, Flick replied. Min stifled a laugh. Cassian and Arida stood watching this bedraggled group of Glyns. Maybe after a wash in the river, I can show you a safe little pool close by. We could eat together. It looks like you all need some rest, Arida suggested. Thank you. That would be lovely. My stomach's grumbling, and my gritty eyes tell me I need to sleep, Min consented gratefully. Despite their kindness, Min had a rush of homesickness. She longed for her mother's arms around her. Thinking about it made her miss them so much she whipped her hands up to cover her heart. Fitman was at her side instantly. Is everything all right, Min? She blinked. It's always about me. Everyone is struggling. Fitlin and the others are every bit as homesick as I am. I'm fine, Fitlin, just a little tired. What about you? She asked, vowing she'd make it up to everyone as soon as she'd had some sleep. Both wings buzzed. She bent her head sideways and listened. I see. I must stay focused and not become distracted. There's time to make it up to them later. Exactly, Flick answered. Oh, so you do think I need to feel bad for something? You're doing just fine, Flutter replied. Even through her exhaustion, Min realized she was beginning to enjoy her inner dialogue with her different wings. They were quite something. Chapter 24. An Epiphany. Eco 4, late afternoon. Millions, Otlin. We heard their dying words in the millions. Min had been asleep in the crook of Otlin's claws and awoken to voices. Millions? Millions of what? Dying words? Who was speaking? She looked around, eyes closed. Fitlin's legs were crisscrossed beneath him. Min imagined he was communicating with the ancestors and didn't want to interrupt him to ask if he'd heard anything. Radian, Luster and Arida were chatting, seemingly unaware of anything out of the ordinary. We've heard devastating stories of the fearsome and the extent of the fires through the presence, another muffled voice spoke. We've had our experiences with the fearsome, and it's a terrifying ordeal, I can tell you, Otlin replied. Who is he speaking to? It was cooling as the sun dipped. Still, sweat beaded and trickled down Min's brow into the corner of her eyes. Nothing could prepare us for the loss of so many millions of our companion trees. It's the river gums, Flutter flicked around her arm. It's the trees you're listening to. Her brain raced. I can understand trees. Millions of trees dead. She began to weep. And I'll see you under the trees tomorrow.